Hi and welcome to India Post Live, India's first online news conversation portal. Now before we get started on today's topic, I want you guys to check out the vote race game on our website, indiapostlive.com, because the elections are coming up. It's a lot of fun happening on that. Now we're going to talk about women's fashion, the influence of the biker knee group, and how it's all changed and how lines are blurring between this whole androgynous concept. We've got a little bit of a package to tell you what's coming up in this segment.
These women are not drawn to pink furnished aisles and products lined in women-colored wrappers. Oh, and if our lads are feeling threatened that the lovely ladies are entering their marked and guarded territories, then yes, they are.
I have an elder brother, so I always had in competition with him. So I've always worn his stuff. This bike is owned by him, so I've been riding it. Everything told to him as yes and no to us was a challenge for us.
Many women these days are using products made ostensibly for men, such as men's scents, watches, scarves, trousers, shirts, cigars, and motorcycles.
I ride it because I love to ride, and I couldn't be bothered if people think that it's a male-dominated thing. For me, it's just a very nice vehicle, something that gives me a lot of freedom.
I'm wearing these shoes because they're comfortable.
Anything whatsoever I like, whether it is a men product or something, I just love it, so I carry it. It shows the Polo Club is from the sports, comes from the sports, so I just like that.
With the rising demand from women, many product labels exclusively meant for men are eager to cash in on the opportunity. They feel women consumers are a welcome change. So what is it for the women eyeing these products? Is it all about comfort, or is it a power statement?
So I'm sitting here with Monica Sachdeva. Thanks for joining us. She is a biker, first and foremost, and a member of the Biker Knee group.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So we wanted to talk about how, the lines are now blurring completely between men and women. I think it's an outdated concept now that, we're different. So what does it mean to you to be a biker?
Well, I've been riding my bike since past 6 years. I was a 14-year-old girl. Since then, I have ridden my bike. And I own a personal Bullet, 350cc, and a Pulsar. Then I have two older brothers in my family, and my mother and my dad. I've been riding it since then, and being a girl, I've seen people saying that, a girl must not do this thing, and should be in limits, and they must be conservative, and, should be a little firm and stuff. But in my opinion, a girl must come out out of her comfort zone, and she must, come out and visit, and she must do anything and everything that she loves to do. Because, today's scenario is something like that everybody is coming out of their homes and, learning new things and doing stuff. In my opinion, the girl, as in being a girl, and the concept of being a girl is like a very outsourced thing right now these days. And I don't follow the statement anymore that girls are the less and they should sit at home and they should do the household work. In my opinion, the girl must come out and they must do anything and everything that they want to. Then being a biker, I've learned this thing that yes, girls usually shares this thing, and when they get out of their house, and being a biker, I've seen this thing in my personal opinion, that whenever I get out of my house, I see men usually stares at us when we drive bike, and they look like, as in, oh really? I mean, a girl is riding a bike, they must sit at home, or they're as in
You've
their
been
whole
riding for many years now. Does that still bother you, or when was the point that it stopped bothering you?
It still doesn't bother me anymore, because it's like I am used to it now. I've been seeing them wherever you go. People usually, we are in the cities like India and in the city like Delhi, we have seen that there are classes of people. When we go to South Ex, we see upper class. Then when we come to lower areas, we see the middle class and all. And being a biker, I think that we have to travel everywhere across India or all over the globe. And the other thing is that it doesn't bother me at all, because it's my convenience thing. If I'm convenient with it, and if I have to drive, so I will get out of my house and will drive it. So it's something like that.
When was the first time you realized that I want to be a biker, I love bikes?
The first time I realized was when I was in 8th standard, I guess. I have been seeing my brothers riding bikes, and they were like, they used to fascinate me a lot. And I always used to think that, can a woman also ride a bike? And you know, looking onto televisions and looking onto these interviews and everything, I've been like, oh, really? I also want to do this thing. And you know, I have seen, we have role models as well. We have celebrities, and you know, looking onto John Abraham is one of the my favorite actors. So he has a good, as in this thing, like bikes and all, good amount of bikes with him. So it's like that. Whenever I used to look at him, that he's been riding super bikes and stuff, I always used to get fascinated that, you know, yeah, I also should get a bike and should ride it. There's something that I would like to share. I was 14 years old of age when I told my parents that I've been riding bike, and I didn't ride it at all. I haven't ride it yet, but I told my parents that I've been riding my bike. So one day what happened was that we had two houses, and one day my brother said that, you know, there is my bike standing at my older house. It's been parked there. So you do one thing, when you will come back from your tuitions and all, so you should, you know, take the keys along with you and take the bike here, and then carry the bike with you here. I said, okay. And I didn't know how to ride it. I just, you know, went back to my old house. I went there. I saw that lever where, you know, the instructions are written that, you know, how the gear levers are and stuff. So I just read that. I sat down and I had a look on it that, you know, how it, you know, as in how it actually functions. So it was something like that. Then what happened was I just, you know, took my bike out of the parking, and I just rode it like anything. I didn't know how to ride it. I just, you know, kicked
Love
that.
it, love it first gear almost.
Almost. And I rode it for 3 kilometers, I guess. My old house was 3 kilometers far from my place. So I rode it from there. So since then I've been riding.
And what about now? So what about bike? What about, let's say, biker fashion and say women bikers? Is there a specific fashion that you guys try to have, or is it just your own style, or do you try to emulate what male bikers do, or is it just your own?
It just depends on person to person.
Person to person.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about the Biker Knee group.
The Biker Knee group has been founded in January 15, 2011. It's the only Indian is founded as a bikers group for women. There are almost 50 across girls in this group who are registered one. And we had done a march on this March 1st. It was a rally being ridden by the Indian Association, this All India Indian Women Association Bikers. It was as in sponsored by NBT, and there were almost 200 bikers who took part in that rally. Yes, that was a big achievement for us. Then 2 days before only, we had conducted a rally at 6 a.m. at Rashtrapati Bhavan on the account of this International Female Right Day. So our north head of this Indian Association, Biker Knee, was also there, and I was the one who, this coordinated the whole event. Then there were media coverage as well. Even India Post had a chance to, you know, as in meet us and got to know about our stuff. So there was as well 20 across girls who took participate in this International Female Right Day. Then we have been riding. We usually conduct rides, early morning rides. We go for breakfast ride. We gather together and, you know, go for bikes, rides on bikes.
Right. So it's a very interesting and, you know, let's not say a long journey, because we want it to be a really fun journey at the same time. But let's go to the products associated, and we've got Shelza joining us on Google Hangout now. She's a fashion designer. Can you hear me there? Shelza, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, we wanted to bring you in as the voice of the fashion. Can you hear me? I think we're a little bit down on the signal there. So tell me about the products that, you know, let's say biker jackets or biker watches, or just generally, because it's been associated with men,
right.
you know, the whole biking concept. So do you guys find trouble when you're, not trouble, is it difficult for you to find things that you want to wear when it comes to this, that's associated with the biker theme?
No, it's not that tough to find it. As in, when a person knows into his head that you know what he wants to go for, he goes for it. And in my opinion, that you know today's scenario has been changing, as in it's changing so rapidly that you know a person is no more into this thing that you know women should follow the delicacy, something like that, and they should sit at home and you know be a little conservative type. It's something like that, you know, today's world wants this thing. A girl should be bold enough to, you know, face everything and to, you know, to face, in order to face everything, they must add this glimpse into hers as an outlook as well, that they must go for the bold stuff. And being a biker, I always like to go for bold stuff. Because you know you may see that I'm wearing a men watch right now.
I did earlier with the pink strap as well. It's a nice,
Yeah,
a good
it's a
combo.
pink strap, but it's a men watch. Yes. So, and the other thing that I would like to say is like you know in India only that's it's not a universal issue. It's just a national issue that we are you know
Do you
usually.
think we're catching on late to the rest of the world? And
Yes,
for you,
we
is it
are
like,
definitely.
is it still? Would you say it's more of a statement or more of a style statement, or is it both?
You know, we need to change. We need a change because you know other Asian countries are no more in this discrimination type things. Only India is facing the such things because such issues like you know or everything you know. Usually, men are seen to be saying that they are the superior ones and they show the superiority amongst girls. So girls should come out and you know they must add this thick glimpse into her outlook as well. That they are bold enough to face any problem in this. You may have seen that you know mostly Asian countries do not see these things in such cases like you know they are being raped every day, and you know there are many other social issues as well. We generally you know girls used to come across with in her daily life. So it's like that, you know, a girl must be bold enough. The girl must, you know, add this glimpse into her outlook that they should adopt this thing.
What would you say if you have a story for us? Some of, if you don't mind sharing with us, also some of maybe the worst opposition you faced to your decision to be a biker in a country where you know men are not really on board with the whole plan. Let's say yet.
The only opposition that I've been facing is my like. Many a times I find my parents not to be very supportive in my decision, just because you know they think that you know today's scenario is not that much competitive that you know the girl must go out and you know go on bikes and stuff. So they many a times you know find me like they ask me not to go out on bikes and you know be at home. They have given me a personal car just because of they think that I must be safe. They are as in obviously scared about my security and stuff. So they want me to stay at home or should go out with a bike, with a car, not using a bike. So the worst opposition that I've been facing is like I am obviously many a times I face this that I cannot do what I want to. So it's like just because of the mentality of the other person and our society, our parents are also obviously scared a bit that they don't want girls to go out unsafe, and because they I don't know what the mentality people hold these days, but one should come out and do the things accordingly. And basically the men needs to you know change their thinking that girl can also ride a bike, they can also be a superior, they can also be a bold personality, so they must do this thing.
Is it about racing or cruising for you?
It's not about racing.
It's not about racing.
Yeah,
It's
it's about
about the
having
feel
fun.
of it,
Yeah, it's
yeah?
about having fun. I would like to share one more incident with you. That is that I was the only one who coordinated this whole event of the Indian Female Ride Indian Female Ride Day. So I was the one who coordinated it well. Then when I seek for permission from my parents, they just you know said no, you won't be there, and they didn't want me to go. the only thing they did was they, had hide my keys, bike keys, and they had not given it to me.
So did you ever sneak into your dad's wardrobe and
I did not.
Because we've got a tweet here actually from Manal on Twitter. She says, "I've been wearing my dad's T-shirts and watches since ages. Don't care if they're men's products. It's cool." Did you sneak into your dad's wardrobe once in a while?
I did not sneak it into my dad's wardrobe because he has a big tummy, so his t-shirt does not fit me in. I have been sneaked in my elder brother's wardrobe because he always shouts at me that why the hell do you take my t-shirts out and you wear it? I won't wear it again. He's like that. But I do sneak into his wardrobe and I do look out for cool t-shirts.
And guys, remember, you have to participate with us. What do you think about this? Women's clothing, men's clothing, the combination of the two. Is there a difference anymore? Are the lines blurring? Bikers, biker women. I was going to say biker chicks, which would have been really bad.
No, they are biker chicks as well.
But please tweet in at India Post Live and use the hashtag at India Post Live. Let's just move on now to sort of the members of the biker community. Tell us about some of the influential ones and who've really made a difference, either with bikes or with the fashion associated with the biker community.
There is Urvashi Patola, who's the founder of the Bikani group. Then there is Seema Sharma Dora. She's award winner. She rode bike 2,600 kilometers in just 36 hours. Then there is Shabnam Akram ma'am, who's been riding since 36 years almost. She's 50 across years of age. Then she's been riding since then. There is Sarvesh Saru ma'am. She is 58 years of age and she's a freelance photographer and she was the only one who went for Kargil whole coverage. She covered the Kargil war. And there is me, who's been riding since past 6 years. So there are quite a few people who's been into this thing.
What would you say your dream bike is? If you could have any bike tomorrow, what would it be?
Harley. That's my dream bike. That's a masculine bike.
I think women and men all just agree that Harleys are crazy.
Because
for me, it's the Enfield, but Harleys are crazy.
Yes.
Harleys are
it
awesome.
Is totally.
Another thing, I had a question here about why do you think it is that India, beyond it being a male-dominated society predominantly, why do you think in the fashion industry has been struggling to catch up to the biker community? Why do they not cater to it enough? Do you think it's just not enough of you, or do you think it's something that you feel that the biker style and fashion we can actually work into day-to-day fashion?
The thing is that biker girls are more masculine types. That's my opinion. They're less bothered about this fashion things because we have to ride bikes in all this environment and atmosphere and the weather as well. So it's like we usually don't look out for fashion that much just because of this thing that we have to drive in the weather, in all kinds of weather, and if we would be more into this thing that we have to fashionable and we have to follow the fashion stuff, we won't be able to ride back seriously.
Okay, yeah.
That's the only thing, yeah. Because we'll be only bothered about our clothes that they'll get messy or they'll get something like that, they'll get dusty and stuff. So we don't usually go for it just because of this thing that if we would only be concentrated on this our outlook, we would enjoy the rides.
So we're coming to the end of our segment now. What would you like to tell the viewers, your final thoughts and your message to let's say aspiring bikers and women out there who are wanting to get on board with the bikes? Or
I would only like to share this thing that I am an aspiring journalist as my profession, and I would only like to share this thing that a girl must come out of her house. If you have something in passion, you must follow that passion. I have also been taken aback that you must not go out, or I've also faced difficulties in getting out of my house since our society is male dominated and usually the parents dominate you and tell you not to go out or something like that. So you must follow your passion, no matter it's biking, no matter it's something else. You must do according to your will. If you know that you are doing well and if you are doing good. If you have a doubt, So keep it, you know, as in take it, give it to your parents' will, that you must ask for advice, obviously. But if you're sure enough that you are doing right and you are doing good, so you must go out and, you know, do according to your passion. It may be your biker thing, it may be your car rally, it may be anything. It may be painting, it may be driving a car or riding a bike, or anything associated with your personality. So you must get out of your house, and you know, it's time to change the scenario as well. It's time to change the mentality of men, that you know, the girls are not nonetheless, they are nonetheless, and they must get out, and they must face the challenges that we
Right.
do.
Fantastic. Well, it's been great to talk to you today. Thank you so much for for joining us. We hope to see many, many more bikers taking on, and many more women coming out of their shells and not being afraid to jump on the roads and let their hair down.
Seriously, they must not.
Guys, again on Twitter, please give us your thoughts and comments on our Twitter handle at IndiaPostLive using the hashtag IndiaPostLive. And do join us again for more discussions like this, because there's a lot to talk about and there's a lot to do. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for joining us, Monica.
So,
Thank you.
thank you.